Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Broncos country, buckle up, because your Denver Broncos are 24 hours away from preseason football and the chaos has already started. We are talking a full-blown center crisis, an emergency roster move, a jersey retired for one franchise legend but denied to another, and a receipt-filled breakdown that proves once and for all that Bo Nix is the undisputed king of the most hyped quarterback class in recent memory. This is a lot to get through, so if you're new around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because we are covering every single move the Broncos make on the road to a championship, and you do not want to miss a second of it. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with a story that is going to define who lines up in front of Bo Nix tomorrow night against the Atlanta Falcons, because it is officially a crisis at center. The Broncos have been getting hammered at that position all week, and it finally forced the front office's hand. Starting center Luke Wattenberg has been fighting through injury for most of training camp and is unlikely to suit up in the opener. Backup Alex Forsyth has also been banged up and sidelined. And then, in the middle of Tuesday's practice, the situation went from bad to disastrous when reserve center Michael Dieter went down and had to be carted off the field with what turned out to be a season-ending quad injury requiring surgery. That is brutal news for a guy who fought his way onto this roster on a future contract after spending time on the practice squad. And our hearts go out to him because by every account he is one of the hardest working, most well-liked players in that locker room. But football does not stop for sympathy, and the Broncos needed bodies at center immediately. So what did Denver do? They went out and signed veteran journeyman Lecitus Smith. And Broncos country, this name is about to become very familiar very fast. Smith is a 6'3", 314-pound blocker who came into the league as a sixth-round pick out of Virginia Tech, drafted by the Arizona Cardinals back in 2022. Since then, he has bounced around the league like a pinball, appearing in 19 career games with 4 starts and spending time with the Cardinals, the Texans, the Eagles, the Packers, the Patriots, and the Steelers. That is 6 different organizations for a guy who is still only 28 years old. Now, on the surface, you might look at that and think, wow, this guy cannot stick anywhere. But flip that script for a second, because there is another way to read it. Smith has spent his career getting picked up, cut, picked up again, and stashed on practice squads by teams that clearly saw enough talent to keep chasing him. His most recent action came late last season with the Packers, where he suited up for one game and reportedly played all of the offensive snaps. That is not nothing. That is a coaching staff trusting a depth piece to go out there and hold up in a real NFL environment. And now that experience, whatever it is worth, belongs to Denver. Is he walking in tomorrow night and starting? Almost certainly not. The timeline is simply too tight for a brand new player to absorb Sean Payton's playbook in a matter of days. But here is the thing Broncos fans need to understand. This signing was never about tomorrow. It was about depth, about insurance, about making sure that if this rash of center injuries continues, Denver is not left scrambling with nobody who has ever played the position at a professional level. Smith joining the room gives the Broncos 3 healthy centers heading into that Falcons game, along with Calvin Throckmorton, a versatile offensive lineman who has bounced between guard and center throughout his career and has reportedly already been working with a first-team offense, and undrafted rookie Gavin Ortega out of Weber State, a hungry young player who signed with real guaranteed money and has been fighting for a roster spot all summer. So who is actually snapping the football tomorrow night? All signs point to Throckmorton getting the start with the 1s and 2s, with Ortega running things with the 3s. And look, that is not the ideal situation. Nobody wants to see their all-pro guard Quinn Miners sliding out of position, and nobody wants a shuffled offensive line in front of any quarterback, even a backup. But here is the silver lining. Broncos country, and it is a big one, Bo Nix is not playing in this game anyway. Sean Payton has already made it clear that with a healthy quarterback room and a preseason opener on the schedule, there is zero reason to expose your franchise player behind a patchwork offensive line that is still figuring out its identity. That decision is not about doubting Bo. It is about protecting him. And it means that whatever chaos unfolds at center tomorrow night, it will be Jarrett Stidham and the other quarterbacks in the building dealing with it, not the guy who is going to be leading this team all the way into February. And speaking of that quarterback room, let's talk about the real drama simmering underneath the surface. Because tomorrow night might be the most important audition of the entire preseason. There has been chatter all throughout training camp that Stidham has not quite looked like himself, and this is his chance to change that narrative in a hurry. This team is far too talented to be carrying 3 quarterbacks deep into the season, and Broncos country deserves clarity. So here is the challenge laid out plainly. Somebody needs to step up tomorrow night and simply take this job. Whether it is Stidham rediscovering his rhythm or the other backup seizing the opportunity, one of these guys needs to separate himself so the front office can make a clean decision and move forward with total confidence. Let us know in the comments who you are most excited to watch tomorrow night, because there is a lot riding on these snaps even though the box score will barely reflect it. Now, before we move off preseason logistics, we have to talk uniforms, because the internet had a lot of feelings about tomorrow's combo. The Broncos are debuting a new look for the opener. Orange pants paired with a white jersey and navy accents including navy socks and a navy long-sleeve base layer, and social media did not hold back with the criticism. Some fans are calling it the most confusing combination in the closet. Is it going to crack anyone's list of the greatest uniform pairings in franchise history? Probably not. But you know what? Complaining about jersey colors is a luxury problem, and Broncos country will happily take a slightly odd uniform combo over another year without playoff football. Sound off in the comments with your take, because apparently everybody has one. Alright, now let's get to the #1 storyline surrounding this entire organization heading into the season. Because just dropped their positional grades for every single team in the league, and the results were an absolute vindication for Denver. Offensive line rankings for the 2026 season are out, and sitting at #1 ahead of every single team in the National Football League are your Denver Broncos. Not top 5, not top 3, #1. This is not some fluke either. This group returns all 5 starters from a unit that finished last season as the highest graded offensive line in all of football, and the accolades back it up individually. Left tackle Garrett Bowles posted a pass-blocking grade among the very best of any tackle in the league and did not allow a single sack across more than 800 pass-blocking snaps in the regular season. Right guard Quinn Miners, an absolute mauler in the run game, graded out as one of the best guards anywhere in football. This is a group with continuity, with individual stars, and now with the hardware to prove it. Analysts across the industry are in near unanimous agreement that Denver has built the best offensive line in the National Football League, and if you are a Broncos fan, that should have you fired up. Because everything this offense wants to do, running the football, protecting Bo Nix, controlling the clock in the fourth quarter of tight games, it all starts up front. And up front, nobody in the league is better than Denver. Which brings us to the big one, Broncos country. The story that is going to make you sit back and just shake your head at how good we have it. We need to talk about Bo Nix, and we need to talk about the rest of that stacked 2024 quarterback class, because the receipts are piling up and they all point in the same direction. Remember when this class came out and everybody was breathless about the talent at the top? Caleb Williams going #1 overall into what was supposed to be a dream situation. Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman and getting drafted to Washington. Drake May going to New England. Michael Penix Jr. landing in Atlanta. Jay McCarthy taken by Minnesota. And Bo Nix, a guy plenty of national pundits looked at as almost an afterthought. a system quarterback who would need years to develop, if he ever did at all. Well, Broncos country, it is time to revisit that conversation, because reality has been anything but kind to that original narrative. Let's start with the guy taking over Bo Nix that people forget about most, J.J. McCarthy. Reports out of Minnesota indicate he has lost his grip on the starting job entirely, with the Vikings turning elsewhere at quarterback and McCarthy's long-term future with the franchise now genuinely in question. Then there is Michael Penix Jr. in Atlanta, a talented arm who simply cannot stay on the field, having already battled multiple significant knee injuries that have derailed momentum before it could ever build. Caleb Williams, sitting in arguably the most talent-rich situation of any rookie quarterback in recent memory, has shown flashes but also moments of visible frustration, including sideline outbursts directed at his own teammates after mistakes that were not even their fault. And then there is the Jayden Daniels situation, which honestly deserves its own tabloid headline all by itself. Here is what went down. Jayden Daniels, the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, found out that the Tigers were handing his old number 5 jersey to a promising young cornerback for the upcoming season. And instead of shrugging it off or embracing the next generation of LSU talent the way you might expect from a proud alum, Daniels had his attorney fire off a formal cease and desist letter to the university, demanding LSU stop using his name, image, and likeness altogether. On top of that, reports indicate his camp is also pushing for LSU to hand back the school's ceremonial copy of his Heisman Trophy, the very trophy schools proudly display specifically to show recruits, hey, this is a place that builds Heisman winners. Now, to be fair to Daniels, his frustration reportedly stems from the fact that his number was never officially retired in the first place. While Joe Burrow's iconic number 9 has sat untouched at LSU since Burrow's national championship run back in 2019, even though technically that number was never officially retired either. So there is a legitimate grievance buried somewhere in here about consistency. But Broncos country, can you imagine Bo Nix doing this to Oregon? Can you imagine our guy sending lawyers after his college program over jersey numbers? It is simply not who he is, and the timing of this story could not have painted a clearer contrast between the two players' reputations. And that contrast is really the whole point here, because when you actually put the numbers on the table, this is not close. Through 2 seasons, Bo Nix has more career wins than every other quarterback in that draft class, and it is not particularly close, with a gap of 6 wins separating him from the next closest competitor. When it comes to total touchdowns, passing plus rushing, Bo Nix is sitting with 13 more total touchdowns than anyone else from that class. Total passing yards, total yards period, Bo Nix leads the pack there too. And keep in mind, this is while Caleb Williams walked into what many analysts call the single best supporting cast handed to any rookie quarterback in recent memory. Loaded with skill position talent from day one. Bo Nix does not have the flashy magazine cover or the number 1 overall pick pedigree, but he has the box score, he has the wins, and by every account from inside that Denver locker room, he has the leadership and the character to match. This is a guy who shows up, puts in the work, lets his play do the talking, and never once has generated a single headline about diva behavior, sideline blow-ups, or legal letters sent to his alma mater. Off the field and on the field, there simply is not another quarterback in that entire draft class you would rather have leading your franchise into the future. And Broncos country, the truly exciting part is that we have not even scratched the surface yet. Bo Nix is not walking off the field this season with a career year and calling it good. This is a quarterback trending upward in his 3rd season behind the number 1 offensive line in the entire National Football League, throwing to a receiving core that just got significantly more dangerous, and playing for a head coach who has built championship rosters before. We are talking about a team that finished with 14 wins and made a run to the AFC Championship game last season, and now they are bringing back that same core with real reinforcements. This is not a rebuilding story. This is a team that believes rightfully that it belongs in the conversation for a championship, and Bo Nix is the engine driving that belief. We may not get to see him tomorrow night against Atlanta, but do not worry, Broncos country, because we are going to be watching him for a whole lot of football this year, all the way into February, and that is a thought that should have every single one of you fired up heading into this season. So here is what we need from you. If this breakdown got you even a little bit hyped for tomorrow night, smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel more than you know. Drop a comment and let us know who you think wins the starting quarterback battle behind Bo Nix, what you think of those new uniforms, and whether you believe Jaden Daniels has a real point or whether he needs to let this jersey drama go. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, because this is going to be an absolutely wild season for the Denver Broncos, and we are going to be here covering every single twist and turn of it, from training camp battles to game day breakdowns to everything in between. We appreciate every single one of you who has helped this channel grow, and there is a whole lot more coming. Until next time, Broncos country, this has been Brinkos, and we will see you in the next one.